country.
It is only through broad and sustained efforts to create a shared Malawi future based upon common humanity in all its diversity that healthcare can be made fully inclusive and equitable. These efforts must include policies and measures at the national level which correspond to the needs of both our rural and urban communities and are formulated and implemented with everybody's participation. This college must take this position as its starting point. The health sector in Malawi has over the years been under great pressure due to a number of factors. These factors include high population growth rates, inadequate financial and logistical support, and shortage of adequately and appropriately trained health personnel. The college should be ready to lead and guide in the conversations our country needs to seriously have that address all these issues.
Dr. Douglas Lungu is chairperson of the college and assured Malawians that the institution will always induce respect and adherence to medical ethics among doctors.
It sounds like when we talk about the college, it sounds like a school. But actually the college is an organization that will take care of standards and the quality of healthcare services in Malawi. And in the short, what we're trying to aim is to make sure that the doctors are able to practice properly, they're able to provide care properly, but also the public has somewhere where they can go and say, we are not satisfied with what is happening. At the same time, to help the government when they plan for their policies and so on, the College of Surgeons and Physicians and Surgeons will be on that table.
On her part, the public protector, Martha Chizuma, said over the years, the good image of the medical profession has been dented by some medical malpractices, and therefore it remains the hope of every Malawian that things will change with the coming of College of Physicians and Surgeons of Malawi.
Doctors are very powerful people. They dangle life to human beings. They dangle good health to someone who is in great need. Now, if they abuse that power, it leads to hating the very same people that they have to save. So the point I was emphasizing that they will need to have high sense of integrity as they are doing their work. Because, as I say, you can have laws, you can have regulations, you can have codes. But at the end of the day, it will take you to determine to actually do what is right.
During the event, several doctors received awards for their exceptional performance in the health sector over the years. The theme for the launch was solidarity in health care provision. Isaac Jali, MBC, Lilongwe.
Now, Farmers Union of Malawi has appealed to the Ministry of Agriculture to review the Affordable Inputs Program to ensure it targets only the deserving. Chief Executive Officer for FUM, Jacob Nyongo, made the appeal in Lilongwe when the Minister of Agriculture launched strategies aimed at improving food and nutrition and extension services. His appeal comes amidst reports that some beneficiaries were selling the inputs which they receive. More in this report.
The strategies launched are aimed at improving food and nutritional well-being of Malawians and quality of extension services. However, it was observed by the Farmers Union of Malawi that almost midway in the implementation of the Affordable Inputs Program, reports show that some beneficiaries are selling the inputs. Chief Executive Officer for Farmers Union of Malawi, Jacob Nyongo, said the development is disturbing and recommends a review of the program to ensure that in future only the deserving should enlist.
I think it's unfortunate that farmers that are being targeted by the Affordable Input Program, some farmers are actually just selling their IDs. It's unfortunate. But also I think it could be something to do with desperation and destitution.
Reacting to the development, Minister of Agriculture Robin Lowe concurred with the observation and promised that the ministry will review the program. Lowe disclosed that the ministry has observed that not all beneficiaries need fertilizer because their soil is still alluvial, while other beneficiaries only need cash transfers for immediate food relief, saying this category is the one selling the inputs.
If we try to analyze the little need of some farmers, we would appreciate that some farmers just need food. And some farmers in some places don't value the fertilizer. We are talking of such places where the soil is composed of alluvial. With alluvial soil, some farmers don't necessarily need fertilizer.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Agriculture says at least 50% of the beneficiaries of the Affordable Inputs Program have accessed the subsidized inputs. Isaac Jali, MBC Lilongwe.
Chairperson of the Special Task Force on COVID-19, Dr. John Puka, has bemoaned laxity in following COVID-19 preventive measures despite continued threats of the pandemic. He was speaking in Cholo during a meeting between health officials and journalists. Dr. Puka commended journalists in the country for helping to spread information on COVID-19 to many people. He further expressed hope that the journalists will continue to responsibly relay messages concerning the pandemic, such as its vaccination, which Malawians are slated to receive.
The first is obvious that the media is there for communication. Whatever the plans we have as in the fight of COVID, clearly can only reach out to people. The technical detail that you ask is that within the ministry, for example, there's the department or the section of public health. In that there's a immunization section. So that group is technically engaging with the international group COVAX and to see what are the mechanisms. So there's an active process looking at it. It's not just expecting things to arrive randomly like that. No, we're actively engaged in the evaluation and so forth. So there's a communication going through with international organizations.
The Malawi Legal Aid Bureau says its operations are affected by inadequate staff. Currently, the Bureau has 6 lawyers in the southern region with a backlog of 8,000 cases. This has been disclosed when the Minister of Justice, Titus Mvalo, met the staff in Blantyre. Mese Zamawa with details.
Malawi Legal Aid Bureau is a government department meant to help Malawians in pursuit for justice. Although the Bureau strives to serve Malawians better and in good time, their capacity is affecting their work. Director of Malawi Legal Aid Bureau, Masauko Chankakala, said currently in the southern region, the Bureau has 6 lawyers which need to handle more than 8,000 cases.
The numbers might appear to be large, but it's not adequate to cover the demand which is coming from Malawians. As of the southern region, as I said in the meeting, we have about 8,000 cases which are handled by only 6 lawyers. So you can see that that's a lot of work, which I think we definitely need more numbers. This visit brings a new impetus on us in terms of the service provision to Malawians. It is the first of its kind, and we're greatly honored, and we believe with this trajectory we're going to make better strides for the service provision.
The Bureau is currently handling many criminal, homicide and matrimonial cases. Minister of Justice Titus Mvalo has commended the Bureau for their work and has urged them to be financially independent.
Policy is that it should operate more as a semi-autonomous unit. So what I told them was that, and you know, when you compare other departments to the Legal Aid Bureau, in terms of, for example, number of lawyers that they have at present, they've got the highest number of lawyers. They've got 25 lawyers. That's the highest concentration of lawyers that we have in one place. They've been able to retain them and encourage them to continue. So I said, in that spirit of semi-autonomous state, with time, maybe they can also become a bit more financially independent and be able to offer better terms to lawyers that are employed by the Bureau.
In order to ease the challenges of accessing legal services from the Bureau, it will soon open 2 new offices in Mwanza and Sanje districts in January next year. Melse Zamawa, MBC News, Blantyre.
This is MBC News, a reminder of our top stories. Malawi has a new courage to enhance standards on health care services in the country. Malawians urged not to relax on COVID-19 preventive measures. And Christian bodies blame increased gender-based violence on moral decay in society.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Do your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Following guidance from Malawi Regulatory Authority (MACRA), British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC) would like to inform its valid listeners that it will, from Monday the 30th of November 2020, start changing its FM radio broadcast frequencies in Blantyre and Lilongwe respectively as follows. Blantyre and surrounding areas from 98.7 MHz to 98.8 MHz. Lilongwe and surrounding areas from 98.0 MHz to 97.9 MHz. BBC apologizes for any inconvenience this change may cause.
Welcome back. 3 of the country's Christian mother bodies, the Evangelical Association of Malawi, Episcopal Conference of Malawi, and the Malawi's Council of Churches, have teamed up to preach against gender-based violence. Addressing the press in Lilongwe, leaders of the 3 churches expressed deep concern over the increase in rape and defilement cases. They said the development is a sign of a broken moral compass and an attack on the sanctity of life. With support of Christian Aid, the religious bodies are implementing a side-by-side movement aimed at discouraging gender-based violence and cultivating good moral values among the Christian community. Meanwhile, the mayor of Lilongwe City, Juliana Kaduya, has called for improved coordination amongst all players to end gender-based violence in their communities. Kaduya made the call at the end of the march to sensitize and warn city residents against perpetrating ending gender-based violence. Charles Wahara reports.
The march, which covered 8 kilometers, marked the end of 16 days of activism, which began on the 23rd of November. Police, residents, traditional leaders, and learners from Area 25 displayed placards which relayed various messages as efforts continue to end gender-based violence. Mayor for Lilongwe City, Juliana Kaduya, emphasized the need for stakeholders and authorities to hold hands to drive the message home of ending gender-based violence and rape against women and girls. The mayor says she expects the march to have a huge impact as it has involved traditional leaders who are custodians of culture and community people.
You know, here in Malawi, this gender-based violence, they're happening each and every day, each and every hour. So as for us to march here in Area 25, I'm very much happy. As you might know that some people, they don't even have radios, they don't have TVs.
Kanengo police officer in charge, Assistant Commissioner of Police George Njale, is of the view that involving communities is key to ending gender-based violence and rape because such crimes are committed within the communities.
As you know that police are working for the community, that's why we thought of involving directly the community where the crimes are committed.
The march also involved different political parties, symbolizing unity in the fight against gender-based violence.
In a bid to provide employment opportunities for the country's youths, the Malawi Congress Party, MCP, says it will explore business opportunities that exist in waste management. According to MCP National Youth Chairperson of the Youth, Emmanuel Temba Chako, there is a great potential in waste management in the country, and if explored effectively, this would eliminate employment challenges most youths are facing. Temba Chako was speaking in Lilongwe when the youths conducted a cleanup exercise at Mitundu Health Center. Ruth Mpikanjira has more details.
Before the cleanup exercise, the youths inspected some of the antenatal wards at Mitundu Health Center to appreciate challenges the people are facing. Of major concern is inadequate medical supplies, beds, and mattresses. The youths then donated assorted items such as sugar as part of the party's social responsibility. Then it was now time to conduct the cleanup exercise. According to MCP National Youth Chairperson Emmanuel Tembajago, youths should take responsibility in matters of national importance rather than being used for political gains. He disclosed that MCP youths are considering venturing into waste management as part of job creation because there's potential for business.
So we feel like if we can have some expert who can train us, so when we train the whole nation, that means also job creation. Through that, for instance, we have been in independence, but we're still crying about hunger.
In appreciation, in charge of Mitundu Health Center, Dr. Anthony Jafunya, said the donation will go a long way in supporting underprivileged patients that visit the hospital. Moving forward, Jafunya says the hospital will strategize on a sustainable cleanup exercise of their own.
The way forward is that we'll work together with the national youth in terms of cleaning. We'll get hold of the constituency chairperson who have regular meetings to discuss on how we can take care of the hospital.
The Cleanup Initiative campaign was launched by Dr. Lazarus Chakwera this year with an aim to instill a cleaning culture in the country. Ruth Mbinganjira, MBC, Lilongwe.
Don Bosco Technical Institute in Lilongwe is to step up efforts to establish job service center for the youth. The move is aimed at helping in creation of jobs in the country. The institute's representative Joseph Pelato made the remarks during a roundtable discussion between the training organization and representatives from the private sector in Lilongwe. Isaac Jali with a report.
The roundtable interaction gathered private sector representatives, authorities from the Don Bosco Institute, and representatives from the Ministries of Youth and Labor. The interface focused on matters of youth employment. During the meeting, all the stakeholders supported the vision of establishing job centers in both rural and urban areas to enable the youth that have vocational skills access employment information. According to the Director of Job Services at Don Bosco Technical Institute, Joseph Pelato, this resonates well with government's drive on job creation.
The purpose of this interaction was basically to have a forum where we could dialogue about the employability of the young people in Malawi through what we are calling job service office. So we have actually developed a job service office quality manual that acts as a guide to the training and the employability of the young people, so that we accompany them from recruitment up to the time they graduate and they find employment and their own businesses.
On her part, Director of Youth in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Judith Msusa, said by establishing the job centers, Malawi will be at par with most countries in the region. She observed that most youth equipped with vocational skills are employable but lack employment information.
It's proper and pertinent as a country, as we're moving towards the creation of 1 million jobs, to have quality job centers with people well qualified that are going to provide different services, ranging from career guidance advising young people what type of career are available across the TVET sector, and again supporting young people as they look for jobs, maybe to prepare for interviews, how to prepare CVs, how to handle an interview.
Records indicate that Malawi has thousands of youth equipped with technical and vocational skills but lack employment information and where and how to access capital to help them become job creators. Isaac Jali, MBC, Lilongwe.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of MBC News this week. A reminder of our top stories. Malawi has a new courage to enhance standards on healthcare services in the country. Malawians urged not to relax on COVID-19 preventive measures. And Christian bodies blame increased gender-based violence on moral decay in society. That's it. Visit mbc.mw for more Simin points, and from the rest of the crew, thanks for watching and bye for now.
If there's one thing that all soaps do, it's wash. From buckets to basins, bathrooms to streams, and everything in between.
All soaps wash.
Yes, but Protex is different. Its reinvented formula with flaxseed oil boosts your skin's natural anti-germ defenses by 10 times more, protecting you against 99.9% of germs. So what keeps us healthy?
Protex!
Good health starts here.
Vura yikwiza na chimwemwe pakati pitu wachavina ndi viweme ivyo vura yikwiza navyo nanga uli vura njakukumbikwa pa umoyo owitu paliso ngozi zopambana izo zikwiza chikwa cha vura. Imoza mwa ngozi izi ni ngozi ya magesi. Pachifukwa ichi wubwesi komu wukummanyisani chevyo mukwenera kuchita pa ukhumba akugega ngozi izi. Lekani kusendera kufupi na vitetero vya magesi ivyo vyawa. Wikani mahamba panjivingwe vya kulongora vya ngozi pa mtunda wa mamita 10 kufuma pa vitetero vya esikomo. Chenjezgani vanyake za chofyo icho chilipo chifukwa cha magesi. Manyisgani va esikomo vya vitetero vya magesi ivyo vyanangika.
Eskom, power all day, every day.
Ndilibira.
Iyayi ndilibira ndine.
Zdayen mani, leo ndilibira ndine.